Now directly to the West, Trump supporters in Ohio are grappling with an election loss and the shockwaves still rocking the nation after the Capitol Hill riot. NBC News senior national correspondent Kate Snow joins us now with a conversation I know that she's been having for quite some time with some of these voters. Hey, Kate.
Hey, Savannah. So, yeah, back before the election, I got over to Eastern Ohio and met some voters there. This is an area that went for Obama in 2012, but then flipped to Trump in 2016 and even more strongly voted for Trump in 2020. So we wanted to catch up with voters, Trump voters, and find out how they're feeling now. In Eastern Ohio, the Trump signs have lingered, and among Trump voters, one common sentiment.
There are very few people in life I feel I can trust anymore.
I don't trust anything anymore.
I don't know who to believe.
I think they knew we were coming.
In late September, we met a group of farmers, including father and son, Tommy and Dakota Uhas.
Can you raise your hands if you're going to support Trump this time? Okay.
Like the 74% of Republicans who believe Joe Biden did not win the 2020 election legitimately, the Uhases have doubts.
I'm not confident with the vote at this time.
What the president's been saying is that the election was stolen from him. Do you believe that, Dakota?
Well, I don't know. I think that I am on the fence. I don't know exactly.
How do you view everything that's happened since the election?
It's an embarrassment, and it's an embarrassment on all sides.
Arno Hill is the mayor of nearby Lordstown.
This was the GM plant.
A town building back after losing a big GM plant in 2019.
I have a lot of concerns whether everything was legitimate. I can't prove one way or the other.
Lordstown School Board member Nikki Reed is more emphatic.
Do you agree that Joe Biden won the election?
No, I do not.
There were 64 state and federal cases fought by the Trump team, none of which resulted in any finding of wide-scale fraud. You just don't trust that those 64 courts did the right thing?
I do not. I know maybe you think I sound crazy, but I don't. I think if there's fraud at all, I don't care if it's widespread or little spread. I think when you're cheating, somehow the system has been cheated. Did Trump win this election? I have no idea. I don't know if there was widespread fraud, but I do believe if there was fraud found at all, it's something that should have been looked further into.
Teacher Rhonda Snyder also voiced doubts, but says she has to accept that Biden won.
I believe we're a democratic society, and I have to believe the results. I don't want to, but I have to.
None of these 5 voters approves of the violence at the Capitol.
I couldn't believe my eyes that there was people motivated enough to attack the hall. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Do you think the president bears any responsibility for the crowd that went into the Capitol, that stormed the Capitol?
No, I don't.
We fight like hell, and if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
Nothing in his speech was like, let's go storm the Capitol.
There are videos coming out from that day where people who were involved said, we were invited here.
Invited by the President of the United States!
All I can tell you is they're adults. And if they made that decision based on that, then they were wrong.
Do you think he's responsible for inciting an insurrection?
Maybe a small part of it.
Maybe he does have some responsibility to it. Is it impeachable? This is the last thing America should be doing at this time.
You want to start healing, and you want the Democratic and the Republican parties to come together and start working together in healing. And here you are putting this impeachment in there. That's not healing anything. It's not healing our country.
I fear that this is going to be the America that we live in, where very little gets done and we just spit on each other the whole time and nobody ever gets any work done. And I fear that that's kind of the direction that we're headed in.
Do you accept that Joe Biden will be your president?
Absolutely. He's the president, and it's an office that we will respect, period.
President Biden is going to be the president. There's probably no doubt about that.
I do believe on its face he was elected president.
I've accepted Joe Biden as, hey, he's the president-elect.
President-elect Biden talks about healing the country. You think he'll be able to reach people like you where you live to heal?
I hope so. I really don't know. I hope so, though. Either way, I don't wish ill will on Joe Biden. I hope he does a great job.
So they've all come to this point of acceptance, saying they understand Joe Biden will be the president. I think it's clear they do not endorse any violence. In fact, some of them said they're going to watch the inauguration live tomorrow, Savannah. But it's interesting, if you ask, would they ever support President Trump again if he decided to run for office again? Guess what? They all say essentially yes. The mayor said, well, it would depend on who he's running against. But everybody else said yes. And Tommy said, not only would I support him, but 80 million Americans would. Savannah.
Kate, really fascinating interviews there. They just so opened up to you. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.